No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
You all smell that in the air? It's football, baby. Football's back.
Football.
That's right, man. You guys are a week into camp, and the Chicago Bears Hall of Fame game tomorrow. At this time tomorrow, we'll get some pads popping, and not from the friendly fire that you see at camp. How you all feel about that?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
So excited to see Caleb. Oh no, he's not playing.
Oh,
all of that.
So was I.
Oh, just wait. The Bears have 4 preseason games, so you will get your chance to see a whole heaping of Caleb very soon. Very soon. I know that's what you're waiting on, Foster.
That's it.
Yeah, I want to see the interceptions.
Right. So the number of the day is 40. Gail Sayers' number.
Jimmy Kleinsaucer's number.
There you go. Come on, Detroit. What you got? 40 on the clock.
I can make up Corey Schlesinger, but it's not.
Okay, good job. Good effort. Good job.
That's a terrible number.
A terrible number.
40 is a great number.
I was about to say.
I don't think any other running back has ever had a number 40 outside of Sayers.
Mike Allstott.
No, there's if you go way back to the golden olden days, there's a bunch of them in the 40s.
He's a fullback, though, really. Like,
was he? I mean,
Warwick Gunn was in that same backfield. Yes,
he was 280 pounds. Sure, like,
and Warwick Gunn was in that same backfield with him. So yes,
yeah. Was he blocking for? No, I don't want to get off on a tangent.
Yeah,
he's a fullback that got carries. That's it.
Well, that makes him a running back.
They're all running back.
Peyton Hillis. What number was Peyton Hillis?
He was
42.
He was 40.
Yeah. Big bus. No diddy.
40 is the amount of days we have left until the Bears start the season 1-0. And I guess Detroit will do the same at 1-0 as well. We don't know yet, but jury's still out. Like I said, the Bears open preseason tomorrow against Houston in Canton, Ohio for the Hall of Fame game. There's a lot of fan favorites going to be there, getting their inductions, getting their bus going into Canton.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears got 2 of them, a champion and the greatest return man of all time, Devin Hester. You might have heard of him. But before we get into all that, we got to talk about some money. Last episode, before we got off, after we talked about Darrison's contract, and before we got off for the weekend, there were 3 more big deals signed in the division, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've heard. I'm gonna start with you, Foster. Left tackle Decker, 3-year deal. How important is that to Detroit?
Hey, solidifying the line, like June said, bookends. We put a lot of investing in that line and making it known that that's of important to us, because he's not no spring chicken, but they're trying to make him a lifelong line unless he, continues on beyond that Super Bowl ring that he's gonna get within that time. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, Foster. Okay.
I think Decker, he's the longest tenured Detroit Lion. Is he not? Or did I read that wrong?
He's
could be very possible. He's 30. He's been there.
Okay. That's good. I mean, I think the biggest thing that I saw is that he wasn't holding out, right? He was still showing up to camp and all the off-season drills and everything like that, even though he had a contract situation, right?
Yeah, I mean, he made it very evident that he wanted to hang around, and I think they just did right by him because he's seen some dark days. He was around for the Stafford era, and he was we've looked past the fact that he's an Ohio State Buckeye and all that garbage. Gotta shoot my shots.
Hey, 30 years old for an offensive tackle. A good offensive tackle is prime.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's been durable too. Like he's been playing a good amount of these games, and he had his best PFF rating to date. So he's coasting through that stage of his career. But my bad.
No. I mean, I feel I'm actually jealous of you guys because you've built something there. You've got a business like it's I don't know how to say it. You've got a culture, right? And you all have made the business of football your culture. Because usually when we have these weekly shows, it's usually me or Dave doing most of the bloviating, right? And that's mostly because our two teams are the ones that's always doing something, always in the news for bad or for worse. And you guys, just football only, business. You got your guys signed. You got nobody holding out. Decker is an example of that. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna show up. I know I'm gonna get taken care of. And look at it. A week in the camp, and he's back home, right? Good for business and good for the culture of what you got going on.
And I was gonna say that it feels weird because we're kind of used to that. You draft them, they go through their time, get rid of them, watch them repeat with the draft thing. So now that you have a good team and you actually have a core and guys that you want to be around, it feels weird that we're actually spending money, but that's what you do when you have top-notch players that fit into the makeup of a team. Like it's been a while since we had a makeup.
1950.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you get that
probably
off.
since Greg Landry.
Who? No.
Who?
Like I was saying, I'm jealous of you, to be honest with you. I know I give you all a little bit of ribbing here and there, but I'm jealous. The Lions let their stars know to be taken care of, and it's played out on field, right? You got you just got a different aura going on up there. No drama. Everybody's showing up. You took care of Amon-Ra St. Brown. You took care of Penei Sewell. You took care of Jared Goff. 3 core players you rewarded after, as Dave just pointed out, best season since 1953. Did you win the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
That's a
or the NFC or the NFL championship, not the Super Bowl.
Only predates my parents, but it's okay.
And Greg Landry was your quarterback back in the 70s, by the way. Late 60s, early 70s. My offensive coordinator in high school. So it'd have been late 70s. He was your quarterback.
How much is that money total? If you add Decker all together, I think the Lions have spent close to $500 million.
It's a chunk of change.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ford.
Tim Lyons.
Hey, good owners.
Tim Lyons is hilarious.
I'm on the wrong thing. Okay, here we go.
No, he's not hilarious. Thanks for the comment, Tim. But he's not,
I like Tim.
but he is not funny. Yes, I just looked it up. The Lions have signed these 4 players that I'm speaking of. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, and now not Eric Decker, but Decker. Taylor Decker, $504 million this offseason. That is crazy. Elsewhere in the division.
Hey, they locked up that line for the next 3 years, basically. I think your right guard's the only one that's coming up on end of the contract.
Zeitler. Well, Zeitler's got a 1 year.
Yeah.
Deal.
That's true.
It's the core piece is basically locked down for the next 3 years. That's going to be, unfortunately, a little difficult on our teams. We'll have to overcome it.
We shall overcome.
And it will be done.
Mm-hmm. Our last episode was on Friday, scheduling conflict. But after we wrapped up on Friday, Green Bay decided to interrupt my viewing of Deadpool and Wolverine. Green Bay hates me enjoying myself. So they decided to mess up my viewing of the movie. And they threw out this breaking news that they were giving Jordan Love say it with me, guys,
Professional
quarterback.
There you go. The professional quarterback, Jordan Love. They gave him a 4-year, $220 million contract. 4 years, $220 million contract. 75 million of it is guaranteed. 75 million signing bonus. 160 million guaranteed. That's an AAV of 55 mil. That makes him tied with the highest paid players in the league right now, which as you were probably aware or probably can assume, Green Bay is spinning that to saying Jordan Love is the highest paid player ever.
He did get the highest signing bonus ever.
He did. Dave, I got a question for you, man. Even though, none of us I'm not going to disrespect anybody and call them Green Bay Packer fans unless they really deserve it. But Dave, you're a little bit more pliable to them than I am, and June and Foster. So I'm going to ask you, why did they underpay him?
That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe they wanted to leave room for Dak Prescott and Jerry Jones to pay him. I was hoping for 65 million a year. He didn't get it. So it was just 55, tying the top two other quarterbacks. Maybe it's because he only had 8 good games last year instead of 9 or 10. That could be possibly why.
That's right. 8 good games. They paid him for 8. Let's see if
just 8.
Let's see what they get on their return or ROI. Let's see what that happens with them. I'm not rooting for it though.
It's a huge gamble by the team. You're betting that somebody who didn't play in the first 3 years, except for in spot duty, played last year, which only half of it went well. Now, granted, he didn't win a playoff game, and you're going to make him the highest paid player in the NFL. That's a huge gamble, because if he returns to form of earlier last year or without Aaron Jones, which he had in the second half of the season to make him better, then it may be the most wonderful move ever made by Green Bay.
Could be.
As they wallow in it for the next 4 years.
Wallow. That's a funny word. It's a funny word because I'm visualizing their team color scheme, and if you wallow in poo, this is you come up looking green and yellow.
Wow.
You come up looking green and yellow if you do that. Minor footnote to this Jordan Love contract. Green Bay does have an out after the 2026 season. So after they paid him the bulk of that contract, the 163. They will carry a $51 million cap hit, though, if they do decide to break off from him.
Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I see Mary Fisk in the chat. I want to welcome Mary. Thank you for showing up. She's from my side of the house.
Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Born and bred a Vikings fan since the inception of the team. She's a great lady.
The last big contract that we had in division over the last few days. Hometown Todd squad. DJ Moore. I was recording last night, and as soon as you know how this goes, as soon as I end and start editing, Bears and DJ Moore, they reach a deal on a contract extension. 4 years, $110 million contract, 82.5 guaranteed. Listen, I read somewhere that DJ Moore is now the first player ever. Well, I'm assuming the first position player ever to have his first 10 years of his career to be guaranteed. That's big news.
That's extra as well.
How did, when you all saw that for DJ Moore, I know you all know it's I know you all think it's he's worthy of it. I mean, he's a beast. But how did you feel about the numbers of it?
I felt like they spent a lot of money for not spending much on their offensive line.
Hey, you got to lock down the weapons.
We cannot pay none of those guys because they're not worth it yet.
Yeah. None of the people you have. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
You got to lock down your weapons, and they did. I have no problem with him. He's had a good career. Got to admit that to DJ Moore. Saw his video when he was first traded to the Bears, and he's like, no. Now he's loving it. So I would be too if you throw 110 million with 82.6 guaranteed in my pocket.
He's an okay wide receiver.
Yeah, he's okay. He's at least mad.
Was he been to like one Pro Bowl or something?
No, been to a couple.
Been a couple.
Knock it off.
I don't really.
That's $110 million can buy you a lot of Popeye's chicken, man. So, congratulations, DJ Moore.
Get your boy some Heralds, man. What's going on, Uncle Remus?
Hey, they don't have none of that in Bourbonnais, man. They in camp right now.
Where they at? You got to get back to the trenches. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. Go get you the 8-piece family meal, as Courtney Cronin reported that he celebrated with an 8-piece family from Popeyes. The 8-piece family meal, if you get all dark and a couple of, if you swap out the second side and make it just get 2 red beans and rice, you're in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
You're in heaven.
I mean,
as long as
you in good shape. You eat that crap?
He signed an $82.5 million signing bonus. He could have had somebody bring them some Uncle Remus or Harold. He didn't have to go get it.
Here in Lake Forest, yeah, I get it.
No, you definitely don't have nobody bringing you Uncle Remus.
Don't
Do not do that. Don't
give me 82 million right now. I can have somebody bring me some Uncle Remus tomorrow.
Teleport.
You need better friends if they're bringing you Uncle Remus. Listen, if you gonna splurge, get the good stuff. Get you some Harold's, 87th Street. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you got to go to 87th Street to get it.
Got to.
Shout out to Auburn Gresham.
Check you out, Foster.
Hey, Foster knows.
He's a world traveler, so I see you, Foster. Yeah. When I originally heard this news, the first thing came to my mind was, yep, that's it. That settles it. Keenan Allen would be here for one season and one season only. No way they re-sign him because he's in camp already and he's on his last year of his deal. He's 32, and all intents and purposes, Tyler Scott, the rookie wide receiver we drafted last year, he's been having a good camp. Not looking good. So we traded a 4th rounder for 1 year at Keenan Allen. We win a Super Bowl, I won't be mad about it.
Oh, you're gonna be mad.
All right, I ain't gonna say that.
Just go ahead and just be pissed off right now.
Let's take a break before we get into some more camp talk.
I love Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
I love Chicago.
It's the greatest city in the world, man. So Dave, I was watching Real Forno show the other day on the Vikings First and Skull channel. And I got one thing to say to y'all, man. One thing and one thing only. And it is very, very pressing when I was watching this show. I could barely understand, I could barely see straight to listen to the whole thing. But you guys got to get your whiskey game up, man. You got to get you some. You got to get you some of that double barrel Uncle Near's. You got to.
Hey, show that again. Show that again.
I'm working. I'm working on my order from Total Wine and More. I will check it out.
Can't go wrong with Uncle Near's. Even
just for this show.
Yes, please. I had it on our Friday show. I mean,
you showed it.
They don't. I'm not going to promote, but just put that out there. It's pretty good.
Hey, if they want to sponsor us,
yeah, we will hold out on the sponsor for sure.
Yes, we will.
Pay us some whiskey.
Dave, on both sides of the ball, this one first week in camp, man, who's really making a name for themselves? I heard a couple of names, but first of all, let's first and foremost, First round draft pick, JJ McCarthy. What's he looking like out there?
The future.
The smile. Look at the smile. That
guy. This week, in an interview at the beginning of the week with defensive coordinator Brian Flores, B-Flow, he was asked about JJ McCarthy. And one of the things he said is JJ has the right stuff. All right. Me being a space nerd knew exactly what that is in reference to, the Mercury 7 and the astronauts and Chuck Yeager before that. And it's after the Tom Wolfe book. So I've made a movie poster of that already on graphics. You'll have to wait till Sunday to see it, but it's already made. And what that means is he's got the stuff that the intangibles that is making progress and the future bright for the Minnesota Vikings. The whole team members flock to him. He's got a magnetic type personality or leadership style. Everybody talks to him and daps him up. Justin Jefferson's locker is side by side. They're constantly talking how he asked Justin, how can I get better? How can I do this? How can I do that? And he's totally endearing the entire team to him. That's on top of his play. Now, everybody was starting the season with Sam Darnold, we're paying him $10 million. He's going to play almost all year before we let the young rookie in, because according to Kevin O'Connell, JJ McCarthy has to check all these boxes on this checklist and all this before he's going to allow him to go in. Well, somebody seems to be standing out at camp so far, and it's JJ McCarthy. He is throwing touchdowns after touchdowns. Getting a red zone drill and go 5 for 6, and the 6th one was dropped. All touchdowns. And he's playing against the ones. He's running the 2s right now, but he's playing against the number 1 defense. And he's still doing this. Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. And that's how he's looking. He's great on the deep balls. Makes people cry with him. They're so beautiful. He's decent on the short passes. It's that intermediate problem where Sam has his issues. So it's going to be, I think we're going to see JJ faster than people think. And there's even wagers going on right now. Will we see him week 1? We won't find out until we see him in live game action, and that's not going to happen until we get in preseason games. But so far, JJ McCarthy has been a standout and a pleasant surprise, because nobody expected him to be this far along in development. Unlike your quarterback pay.
Well, we all can't have the chosen one. It's only one every so many few years.
Now,
go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, for offense, JJ McCarthy's obviously the big talking point. But there are other people that are standing out. We have Justin Jefferson, who Josh Metellus, our Mr. Defense, says is trying to embarrass them on that side. And of course, he succeeds. That's Justin Jefferson. Then you have Jordan Addison, our number 2, who's taking out all his frustrations of being arrested a few weeks ago, out on the defense. And he has bulked up, and he looks more like Justin Jefferson every day, making moves and embarrassing some of the defense. And then we have Jalen Naylor, who will most likely be our wide receiver 3 if he can stay healthy. He's blowing by everybody, and he's looking good. And the whole staying healthy, that's Jalen Naylor's problem, is that his problem is availability, because he's always got some sort of boo-boo that has him in the tub, and you can't make the club in the tub, as Mike Zimmer used to say. But he's looking great. He's been taking Pleiades and some other what is the stretching deal, but all sorts of that sort of stuff to make himself more pliable. So hopefully he'll stay healthy. But that's on the offensive side of the ball. Those guys are looking fantastic.
What about Mekhi Blackman, Shaquille Griffin? I've heard they've had a couple of tweaks.
Well, Mekhi Blackman's done. He tore his ACL. He's done. Shaquille Griffin, the next day, went down, and it turns out he's got a hammy that he pulled. They originally said a lower leg soft tissue issue. Well, hamstring's not lower leg. I'd call that more closer to upper, but okay. He's dealing with that. He's probably going to be out most of the preseason nursing that. And we've been bringing in names that can play corner. We'll see how it goes. We're in desperate need there. We got to hope our pass rush overcompensates for our corner quality because it's severely dropped. We're moving a couple of safeties up, trying them up at corner. One, Jay Ward he's been on the team a couple of years. He was from LSU. He played corner and safety at LSU. He's played nothing but safety for us. He's now moved up to corner to play. We just got a guy from Fabio something or other from Denver, who's a safety, been in the year, 30 years old. He started out as a corner, Miami, and then the Giants, and I think Broncos last year, and he's going to be in as a safety. And it's just the secondary is the weaker point on the team, and that's hurt us. And then today, right before the show, more good news. Over on the offensive side, we brought in Robert Tonyan, formerly of every team in the division, to take basically Hawkinson's spot until Hawkinson comes back. It's the number one tight end, pass catching tight end on the team. And Robert Tonyan's been having a great offseason. And he got carted off today.
What?
Nice setup. That was pretty good.
That was good. That was great delivery.
There's, if we didn't have bad luck, we'd have no luck at all, saying that's what it feels like on the Vikings, to be a Vikings fan sometimes. But it is what it is. Now we have some bright spots on defense. Cameron Bynum, who's coming up he's probably next in line for an extension at safety, is destroying specifically Sam Darnold. He's picked him off a few times. Dallas Turner, the rookie edge that you guys all wanted, is doing great. However, he is getting schooled by Christian Darrisaw. Darrisaw has stonewalled him more than once. Actually, 3 or 4 or 5 times. But Darrisaw sees a lot of him. Everybody sees a lot. He wins. If he's not going against Darrisaw, he wins most of the time. He is good. Now, what is interesting about the Darrisaw-Turner relationship is Darrisaw is mentoring him. You've got one of the top 3 left tackles in the league that's mentoring young Dallas Turner on you punched too quickly. You stepped off, too slowly. You did this, you did that. That's how I beat you. And that's going to turn out to be gold as the season goes on. I can't wait. And then we have one undrafted free agent, Gabriel Murphy, edge rusher from UCLA, that looks to be this year's Ivan Pace, as in undrafted, got a chip on his shoulder, and is just absolutely balling out. That's what's happening in camp.
Get well soon, Shaquille and Malachi. Or did I say his name like Malachi? Or is it Mekhi? Mekhi. Yeah, get well soon. Those injuries are, especially the ACL, that sucks, especially for a young player. Detroit, June. So I was checking out your new segment you got on the Bleachers to Speakers show, channel, found on YouTube. Your weekly updates, and you said JMO, as you like to call him, Jameson Williams. Is this his 3rd season or the 2nd?
3rd.
This is third season, right? Because he was suspended second season. That's right. And I remember. No, I remember he was hurt first season. He was suspended the next season, right? So this makes it his third. But you're saying he is showing out this while in camp. What are you hearing?
I'm just hearing he's showing a little bit of everything, like more of a complete receiver. He's definitely been running past the D-backs and getting open downfield, but being an all-around complete route runner, intermediate passes, short passes, he's doing it all. And there's very little, if any, drops. They said he's catching everything that comes his way. And he's just he's a difference maker out there. He's becoming more of a vocal leader as well. I didn't mention that on the show, but I read that today, that he's just he's a ball of energy out there. So
I think that was the scouting report on Jameson Williams, right? That he's got like world-class speed.
Yes.
Now that he's had his first complete off-season program, I'm expecting to see big things from him. And what I've read some things about his offseason so far is that he is learning how to control his speed at a pro level. Like he's always been like super fast, but now he's knowing how to become more shifty, more like I said, more controlling of his speed. Like he can always get past somebody, but in the pros, you got to know when and how to accelerate. And those type of perfections just to make a professional. It just takes you to another level, and I'm hearing that, and I can't wait. I want to see it because he was one of my favorite college players when he was out there. What else are you hearing about on the other side of the ball, though? Who else is showing out the first week?
Well, I know we got Kaminsky was carted off the other day with a leg injury. One of the crazy bright spots on defense is Emmanuel Mosley. And if you don't know who that is, that's a guy who they took a chance on. The Lions took a chance on. He had injury issues at San Francisco. He had torn ACL, and he came back. The Lions brought him in his first game back, tore the other ACL. They resigned him for, even after the second torn ACL, they resigned him for a year, brought him back, and they said he's playing pretty good. He's holding up pretty good. Also hearing a lot about Carlton Davis, the other corner. He's playing pretty good as well out there. So it's a different energy in the defensive backfield as a whole, because we're hearing all this stuff about J-Mo, and I'm like, curious, but I'm reading the reports that the defensive backfield is a energetic group that's rejuvenated, it seems. So we'll see.
Excellent. Foster, have you heard anything about your first round draft pick, Terrion Arnold?
Yeah, it seems like he's been one of the more vocal guys. Maybe it's just because he has like his own little blog thing going on. I know one of the first things he said is that J-Mo's run like a 4.1 out there, like jokingly. I mean, I don't know what his 40 time is, but that was kind of the thing one of the things that jumped out at me is that he's just, there's just a different level of explosion that they're seeing from him. But outside of that, as far as, just standout guys in camp right now, Dan Campbell said that Levi Onwuzurike, who's been kind of struggling with injuries over the past couple of years, has been one of the better guys in camp, period, as as we're starting off, which is pretty important, especially considering the fact that Kaminsky is going to be out I think they said for the next 6 months with an MCL injury. But also Darius Fountain, who was a guy that if you would have asked me who that was a week ago, I would have had no idea. But honestly, but he has emerged as another name that has popped up quite a bit. Dan Campbell said that he will be able to help not only as a receiver, but also in the special teams but he's getting reps in the first. He's getting reps with the first team, and probably has the most targets as of right now. So he was drafted by the Colts a couple years ago, played for the Chiefs last year. I think he has like 3 career receptions, but I kind of expected Donovan Peoples-Jones to step up and battle with Khalif Raymond, but Michigan guys, they tend to mess up sometimes. So that, but outside of that, Ennis Rackstraw, the minute they threw pads on, they said he was a different animal. This is a guy that they said during the draft pre-workouts, fit that mold, and I feel like he's kind of coming to his own when it was time to get physical and throw the pads on. So you love to hear things like that, and he's going to be battling with Emmanuel Mosley, who's coming off an injury early in the year last year for that other nickelback spot, along with Amik Robertson. So, but honorable mention, Ife Melifonwu, I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder. They decided to move Brian Branch into that safety spot, kind of where CD Deuce was last year. And I feel like he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I think that he's got into a little scrum with J-Mo, and I think he's trying to earn that check, because they seem to be going out of their way to replace him. And he came on last year and showed a lot of things last year, made a lot of plays. And I may have some inside because he played with my little brother, so they may be talking back and forth, but they kind of took his spot, moving Brian Branch to safety, because that was kind of a spot that could have been his. So I think he's going to be showing a lot of fire and work ethic in these preseason games, because we're really deep in the secondary right now. So there's some jobs to be made right now.
Man, I really hope that everything that you all are saying is is cap, because if Jameson, who I know to be fast, if he's out there looking like a 4-1 player, then and I'm scared for my Chicago Bears cornerbacks, because Jameson's out there looking good and looking fast. And we already know Jordan Addison is a lean, mean, speeding machine.
Yeah.
What is his vehicle or never mind.
Ooh, speaking of the Bears and being scared of their division foes that they have on the schedule. So camp has been pretty good so far for the Bears. For most of them. Montez Sweat, our acquisition we got in the middle of last season. I
hated when you guys acquired him. I was so disappointed, but go ahead.
So was I. I wanted him too.
That was a great pickup.
He was ranked number 82 on the NFL's top 100, and it's been reported that kind of pissed him off. He felt a little disrespect. These athletes, they feel disrespected by everything. The Jordan meme. I took that personal. But it looked like he actually is. He's taking it out on our second-year player, right tackle, Darnell Wright. And I don't know whether to be impressed by Montez Sweat's his motor and his fire in his belly, or to be concerned about our number 1 draft pick from last year. Like, why is he getting beat up on like this?
Tricky.
Something, I don't know. Montez Sweat had to get kicked out of practice because he kept beating him so bad, and he kept getting too close to Caleb. And they say, "Oh, look, you don't touch the golden child. Go sit down."
Could break a nail.
You could break a nail, and those hangnails. Those are bad for throwers.
Hey, it could be on a throwing hand, and that'd be tragic.
Yes, very tragic.
Could miss another preseason game.
Could jam a wrist. You never know. Yeah, you don't need to miss any more preseason games. We can throw a couple of them away, but we can't throw too many away. So Montez, we get it. Good job. Go hit the sled. Leave the young guys alone, please. That's on the defensive side of the ball. As I spoke earlier, offensive, Tyler Scott, another second-year player. me and my co-host Q, we hypothesized maybe a month ago that Tyler Scott might be on the bubble because the wide receiver room has upgraded so much.
Absolutely.
He might be on the bubble because he didn't really have the greatest rookie campaign. And the other guy in the wide receiver room, Velas Jones, he's going to his third season. No, it's not looking good for you, buddy. You could have stayed home anyway. Tyler Scott he's been showing some real good energy in camp. He's become Caleb's favorite deep pass threat. So this is it's turning heads. Elsewhere, I think Keenan Allen, he's had a lot of glowing praise for his direct understudy, rookie Rome Odunze. He said Rome looks better than Keenan when he was a rookie. So that's high praise. That's high praise. Rome is going to be a really good player. I cannot wait to see him out there. Speaking of
Odunze, every once in a while I see headlines pop up on my feeds from the Bears and how well he's doing. I don't like seeing that, but good for you.
It's going to this division used to be known as the black and blue division. It's now going to be the speed demon division. It's going to be nice, Dave, for the next couple of years. We're going to have
these three teams that we're watching right now between us have wide receiver rooms that are special.
Amazing. Yes. Rome Odunze, he might play tomorrow. But as you all spoke about earlier, Caleb Williams, he will not. And contrary to the belief, misconception, it is not because he has a conflict of his schedule with a nail appointment. That is not the reason. That's not the reason.
That's what I read. I'm sorry. That's what I read. I can only go by what I read.
So it's a pedicure instead of a manicure that he's got.
Well, that hasn't been reported yet, Dave. But I am here to say emphatically that Caleb is not missing the game because of a nail appointment. And we'll talk about the game preview on the other side of this break. Let's go ahead and place an ad in here for all of our audio listeners. You're watching live. Stay right there.
I like that logo.
Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you.
I do too, and I didn't make it. Damn it.
You're right.
Speaking of logos, I like that logo you got on your shirt there, June. Why don't you tell us where you got that from?
This is from the good folks. Well, not good folks. It's from my partner, B. Foster. This is Frontline Apparel. He has T-shirts. Get at him. They fit nicely. Good material. Good design. There's a design on the back that's phenomenal that mimics the one that's on the front. For me, I don't like a big logo on the front of my shirt, but I do like them on the back, and this is the way it's designed. It's great shirt from B. Foster, Frontline Apparel.
I second everything you said there, June. I'm not a big logo guy. It's been that way ever since I stopped wearing Express. Shout out to them though, in case you wanted to sponsor. But I do have a Frontline Apparel shirt. I love it. I love the fit. The long sleeves it gives me like a baseball jersey kind of feel. I love it. I love the feel of it. I love the designs, and the cut is perfect. As June said, Frontline Apparel, get at them. Game preview. So again, the Bears play the Houston Texans tomorrow. Hall of Fame game. You got Devin Hester getting enshrined, getting his bus. You got Steve McMichael, Mongo, going in as a winner, ALS champion. But the game, as that will be played on the field, head coach Matt Eberflus said most of his ones will not be playing. That's the reason Caleb will not be playing, because he's the most important of the one. Most of his ones will not be playing, so you won't see Caleb. You probably won't see Jalen Johnson. You probably won't see Montez Sweat. You should see Darnell Wright. I'll say that right now. You should see him out there. You probably won't see Tremaine Edmonds or Tremaine Edmonds or TJ Edwards. But it's possible. Roma Duze will be out there. Tyler Scott, of course, Tyler Scott will be out there. Vilas, he needs to be out there. He needs to show something in special teams if he wants to make the squad. But here's the two position battles I'm looking at. The Bears' unofficial depth chart dropped this week. And the thing that caught my attention was the running back depth chart. Obviously, DeAndre Swift, former Detroit Lion, he's number one.
Ooh.
He won't be out. He won't be playing tomorrow. But Khalil Herbert, of course, DeAndre Swift, he misses. He has a penchant for missing games. Khalil Herbert, he's running back 2. I assumed he would be 3, even though he was last year, week 1, running back 1. I assumed because politics that he would be 3. He will be backing up Roschon Johnson, who the Bears drafted last year in round 4, if I believe. But seeing him at running back 2 makes, raise an eyebrow. I still don't think he's a lock to make the squad. But if he goes out there and has a good showing, his trade potential just scratches it up. I don't think they're going to carry 3 RB1 potential running backs. So Khalil Herbert, I definitely don't think they want to cut him. I mean, but it's trending that way, right? Because he's the oldest of the backs. He doesn't make that much money. And Roschon Johnson, he's a 3-down back. So is DeAndre Swift. Khalil Herbert, that's where he loses out a little bit. But I hope he goes out there and has a great game so somebody can go out there and grab him up from us. Maybe give us a top 75 pick, something like that. Not too much. Not too much. I know you guys aren't big into the Bears football, but you guys got a game score prediction. It's preseason, I know, but just for S&Gs, what you think?
Hey, man, look, I don't care who's playing. I don't care what the score. Hike the damn ball. I'm ready for football, man.
Make some tackles. That's what I want to see.
The score, I don't care at this point. I want to see some football.
Really?
We're overdue. We need it.
We are. This is from this point on until March. We will not have another week without football.
Yes. Who they playing? Who's playing? Who the Bears playing tomorrow?
Texans.
Houston Texans. Andre Johnson is going into the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Oh, we getting old.
Yeah.
Didn't we pick Charles Rogers over him?
Yeah. Must you do that, Foster?
Hey, that's a Spartan.
I know. I don't even know I said that. But rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Well, you know how those Spartans do when they get in the league.
TJ Duckett.
Yeah.
Before we get back to the game prediction, a game score prediction, Andre Johnson. First thing that comes to mind when you think of Andre Johnson.
Miami Hurricanes.
Okay.
David Carr for some weird.
Yeah, I want to say down there, or who was it that did the helicopter spin as a quarterback that used to throw to him all the time?
I thought you moved away from Chicago, bro.
Yo, that was loud. I don't think he's gonna be able to do the rest of the show. It's gonna ruin it.
Strobe flashing, the whole works.
He's on O Block.
He's just listening to it.
He's definitely in Wick City. He's definitely in Wick City.
Yeah, I don't know where he was going with that, but yeah. Was he on the?
I was going to say, how could you not say the fight was between him and Cortland Finnegan?
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the first thing you think of, but
it's a thing though. But he was one of those rare combination of strength and speed at wide receiver.
He's a big boy.
He was very fast. Know that.
He was on one of the first. He was on one of the first teams. I mean, one of the first Texan expansion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carr was first though. I think Carr was the first.
Yeah.
Selection. I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember when he was on Miami, when he was a Hurricane, the teams down there was unstoppable.
So
let's see.
I think he's waiting to
Time in between buzzes.
Yeah. I
asked Google AI, what's the game score gonna be? They told me 31-10 Bears. What you all think?
They don't score that many points on that first night.
Right. I don't know why 21-13 Texans, of course. You know.
I mean,
the backup is the starter. Like, I don't even know who that is. So
I'm going to say 17-14 Texans.
Somewhere in there.
I doubt Houston plays a lot of their starters either. You know, I mean,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're playing the Bears. No, the second string Bears. I mean, not the Bears.
Not the Bears. They're going to be great, but.
June.
Bears.
Oh boy.
Who is your backup? I'm curious at this point. I have no idea.
Tyson Bagent.
Oh, of course. The D3 community college.
Oh, him.
Hey, he burned it up last year.
Yeah.
They actually believed for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they kind of did. It was like a thing. That was a thing.
No, we did not.
Cleared that one up.
Some people were drinking the juice, but no, we weren't. We as a collective were not.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough.
TB, that's TB.
Relax, Foster. Dave, where can they get Vikings First and Skull?
At Vikings First and Skull on YouTube, on Facebook, on your favorite podcast aggregator, and over at Fans First Sports Network, where our written side is at as well.
What about you guys, Detroit Lions? Where can they find you alls at?
You can find Bleachers to Speakers on the YouTube channel, Bleachers to Speakers. Subscribe to that and your favorite aggregator. I've never used that word before. Bleachers to Speakers, FFSN in your search. Hit that notification bell. Follow us. Download the episodes. That way, whenever we drop, you'll get the alert, and it doesn't take up much space. Just download the episode. Erase them later.
That's what I'm saying. What do we say, fellas?
We say Skol Vikings.
Uh-oh. Having trouble. There we go.
Terrible. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next week. Thanks for checking out this latest edition from the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Whether you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or watching on Twitch or YouTube, do the same. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, hit the notification bell so you never miss a drop. And to all my homies in Chicago, we say three things: bear down, go Cubs go, and sell the team.